Well, now, I don't rightly know if this will ruffle any feathers, but folks deserve to hear the story straight. And by straight, I mean the way we tell it down at the feed store. Good morning, friends and neighbors. This is Kitty O Compost coming to you live from the Sunflower Ballroom at the Hotel Prairie Belle, where Clarence Hubble and his Iowa Cornfield Serenaders are serving up a cheery tune called Butter at Daybreak. Dedicated, Clarence says, to anyone who's ever spread margarine on toast by mistake. Well, now, hold your flapjacks. I've just got a special bulletin just slid across my plate from the Council on Consumable Compliance. At precisely 8:04 Central Standard Time, Syndown Industries launched a new breakfast duo, Gaslit Granola, trademarked, and Syndown Syrup, also trademarked. Their slogan? Freedom from inconvenient nutrition. Now, the syrup promises pre-sweetened patriotism in every pore, while the granola boasts pre-canceled fiber, so you can swallow corporate talking points without, the roughage of reality. Early ads feature cartoon cows winking from cereal boxes and declaring, "Why chew when I can corn for you?" Syndown assures consumers the new line is 85% lighter than truth and designed for a modern metabolism, the kind that prefers hashtags to actual vitamins. And when you thought you'd read enough labels, the company unveiled their latest accessory, Feel Good Glasses, trademarked, available in rose tint only. Perfect for ignoring cholesterol, climate data, and all known side effects. The Council recommends reading your nutrition labels carefully, unless, of course, those labels make you feel bad. In that case, breakfast denial is now considered part of a balanced diet. And that's your morning bulletin, folks. Remember, breakfast has never been this disorienting. Just kidding. No granola's been gaslit and no syrups plotting to take over your pancakes. Though I did hear a rumor about waffles entering a witness protection program. Hi, friends, and welcome back to Pieces Here. I'm Avis Kalfsbeek, author of the Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series. This has been a bonus episode to end our week of satirical Kitty O Compost fun. And I just wanted to take a little unscripted time to share my gratitude, which is now going to include some ums and ahs. And first off, Kitty O Compost is going to be back in a series after the next one. The next one's going to be The Great Disarmament and The Great Disarmament. But reporter Kitty O Compost is going to be back when we do a series on AI. And just what's going to happen with all of that leftover computer server equipment, what's happening with all of the water that's being used, what's happening with what types of toxic clouds are being emitted from the places that are generating the AI. And so it's going to be a series on that. But I wanted to tell you why I wrote Mono Mutante. And when I started my series, Pedro the Water Dog, I knew I wanted to do an 8-book series. I pictured kind of the Nancy Drew books in my mind and wanted to tackle an environmental topic for each book. And the first book is on overconsumption. The next one's on plastic. Then we go to bikes versus cars and Bike Rock. Copper Cobra tackles a nasty copper mine up in Alaska based on a trip I took up there. And book 5, Planeteering, is on the Green Amendment and orienteering kind of adventure race Camus does through some national parks and, what fossil fuel extraction is doing to those parks. And then we've now landed on Mono Mutante. And my family is a farming family. My father and brother are not around anymore, and they are, this book is dedicated to them, and there are two characters with their namesakes in the book. Also, I got sober during the time between my last book and this one. And whenever I wrote about Camus drinking, you know, there's something about when you know you're drinking too much that, writing about a character that's having fun drinking is comforting. But, in the back of your mind, if you really shouldn't be drinking, there's always that feeling that, am I promoting drinking? I know I shouldn't be drinking. So this is the time when Camus gets sober. So this book is important in that way as well. And so I hope you'll check it out. My novellas are all short. They're read in an afternoon. And I'm offering through September 15th. If you subscribe to my email list, you will get the ebook for free. And I'm really just hoping that people spread the word, because this message of, we need real food. We don't need fake food. And whatever the administration is in place in our government, there are always going to be corporations that are trying to make a profit over care about whether you and I are healthy. So we really need to take responsibility for that. And I wrote this note when I was writing my bullet points of what I wanted to cover in my riffing here. And I wrote this. So let's just take a deep breath. And I will say that I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for what's allowed these words in Mono Mutante to come out. And I hope I can share them with you. And I would like to ask you this. If we see the God in a tomato, in the eyes of a beautiful cow, that those eyes are no different than our dogs, there can be peace. I'll be back soon. Thank you again. Please be well and keep the peace. Thank you for listening to Pieces Here. Mono Mutante Book 6 in the Pate of the Water Dog Saves the Planet series is available now at all major online retailers and at aviskalfsbeek.com/mono-mutante. It's a wild satirical ride through food, farming, and the messiness of recovery. After this short 8-episode Mono Mutante satire series, coming up next, The Great Disfarmament, a 14-part journey through the history of farming, food systems, weapons, and peace, from ancient spears to seed patents, from Cold War arsenals to compost piles. This bold, story-rich series explores how the world is already moving toward disarmament. Subscribe now so you won't miss an episode. And right now we're live on Kickstarter. Visit aviskalfsbeek.com/Kickstarter to support the launch of One More Year, the stage play, and the Soul Stuff Field Journal, beautiful editions for readers, theaters, and rebels who believe in keeping their stuff and keeping their peace. You can learn more at aviskalfsbeek.com, where I share updates on this podcast and my books, eco-adventure novellas for readers who care about justice, joy, and saving the world, one story at a time. This episode is human narrated by me, but prepared with the help of AI, which has promised to tell me if it makes something up. So far, no confessions, but if you think I've missed something or you just want to say hello, I'd love to hear from you. Podcast music is Dalai Lama Rides a Bike by Javier Peque Rodriguez. You'll find links to his music on Spotify and Bandcamp in the show notes. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating or review wherever you listen. It helps others discover peaceful, independent storytelling. I'm Avis Kalfsbeek. Until next time, listen for the peace.